let's make lemonade. Okay. Let's go to work.
That's the signal. Go. It's beautiful. Mother Nature just pissed her pants, dude.
This is The Rush with Travis Justice and Ross Peterson on the Rush Radio Network. Sports Talk Iowa.
Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. You know, Willis Automotive does more than sell cars. It fixes cars, and that's where Willis Chevrolet of Granger Collision Center comes into play. Immediate availability for collision repairs on most makes and models. We work with most insurance providers to make the process super easy and recently earned the iCar Gold Class certification. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushradio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. Give this video a like. Leave your comments in the comments section. Phone lines are open at 515-517-2303. And follow us on our social media channels. What's going on there, Ross Peterson?
What you know, buddy? How are you?
I try not to know much. A little hungover this morning. And
really?
Yeah, you know, it was one of those things. I texted a friend yesterday, and I said, hey, Anjanette and I don't have any friends, and can we come hang out with you?
Why do you always say that? It is not true. You have friends.
No, we have friends, we have acquaintances, but we don't hang out with a lot of people, right? And so I just kind of invited myself to a neighbor's house, and they said, margaritas at 2:30, and I said, sure, I'll have margaritas at 2:30. And the last time I was there, I got really messed up. So I walked in, they're like, you want 1.5 shots this time? I go, no, give me 2.
Because last time you had done 2 and they were trying to back you down a little bit.
Yeah, trying to back me down, wean me down.
Yeah.
But I said, no, give me 2. And I had 4 margaritas yesterday. So that would have been 8 shots of tequila. Plus
at some point they were dropping you down. Around the third or fourth one. If to start out of the gate, they were like, maybe we should water Travis's down a little.
And maybe they did that, but I was feeling it right around 7:30, and I go to Anjanette and said, what's for dinner, woman? What's for dinner?
How'd that go?
And all I hear is Greta and Anjanette go, we had protein shakes. So I said, you had protein shakes, huh? I said, okay.
They're on
So
your
I'm
own.
sitting down. So I'm like, I don't want a protein shake. So I pulled up the McDonald's app, had the DoorDash deliver me a Big Mac, large fry, and a 6-piece chicken McNugget because I needed to absorb the tequila out of my belly. That wasn't a good that was probably the worst move of the day. The worst move of the day was
the worst move of the day was the McDonald's. I could see that. I mean, I'll tell you this: of all the decisions before it, it's the worst compounding factor that you had in there.
Yeah,
I mean, you could have done a lot of things.
This morning was not pretty.
Yeah.
It was not pretty.
Yeah, with whatever that Big Mac is, and whatever those chicken nuggets are made of,
chicken. They're made of chicken
parts. So to go back through this, at 2:30 on a Sunday, the people in your life that you don't think like you.
No, I think they like me. It's just they didn't invite us over. I kind of texted, "Hey, are you all doing anything today? Hint, can we come over to your house?
Yeah.
Or do you want to come over to ours?
Is the pool open? I'm dry." But they served you margaritas from 2:30 till 7
till 6:30.
You then ordered DoorDash to their house.
No. We'd gone home.
I imagine.
No.
I'm imagining Travis drunk in the driveway.
No.
Looking at the house. I think it's 4219. Says 4219. I'm on 137th.
Anjanette was sober, so she drove me home.
Okay.
But then I got the hungries, right? And I'm like,
okay. Yeah.
But I didn't want a protein shake for dinner.
No,
I wanted food.
I had a glass of wine walking around the fair on Saturday.
Really?
Yeah. Yes. I tried to tell you, dude, that wine barn, it's up on the east end of the grounds, up on the top of the hill.
But you got to climb a hill. That's too much cardiovascular work for me.
So yeah, had a little glass of wine, walked around, did it right, felt good.
Yeah, it was Saturday at the fair was beautiful, right? It was the temperature was perfect. The crowds were huge. You came to see Owen for a little bit, which was very nice of you. I just hung out at JR's the whole time, and that was a lot of fun. I met Jason from Fruitland, Iowa, and he listens to the show on a regular basis, and he's like, hey, because he was hanging out with my sister-in-law, Gretchen. I don't know if you happened to see Gretchen when you were there or not, but he's like, I heard you and Ross talking about how you like pickles. And I'm like, yeah, I love pickles, you know. He goes, well, you know, in Fruitland, we make really good pickles, and I can my own pickles. But I'm on my way home, and he'd already delivered to Gretchen's house like a case of pickles. So I got pickles on the way that Owen brought, because Owen went over to Muscatine after the show to bring home the table, because he had a full-size pickup. Everybody's like, don't bring the small Toyota. That thing's not going to handle the truck. Yeah.
So you farmed out getting the table?
No, Owen called me and said, Dad, I'll go over and do it. I didn't farm it out. He offered it up. He was listening to the show on Friday. He goes, just let me go over there and get it. I said, okay. You want to go over there and get it? I'm not going to. You don't have to twist my arm very hard.
So Jason from Fruitland, Iowa.
From Fruitland, Iowa. In between Muscatine and...
I was just getting ready to Google where is
Grandview.
Fruitland. I did get to meet Jason. He was a fun guy.
Hat on, yeah.
He was a genuine farm boy.
Yes, he was, and yes, he is
fun to chat with. I had a fun conversation with Jason. He actually gave me something. So we'll get to that. He makes his own pickles.
Yeah. So he probably grows the cucumbers and says, I'm gonna. And he started telling me about he goes, in Fruitland, the jalapenos that grow in fruit, it's something about the soil in Fruitland that makes the jalapenos like really hot. So he's like, I pickle the pickles with the jalapenos, and after about a week, the heat just really takes over those pickles.
Well, hold on, I googled Fruitland, Iowa.
Yeah,
and the town sign has a watermelon on it.
Well, muskmelons, they're there. Watermelons are there. They grow a lot of fruit in Fruitland.
Real deal, huh?
Real deal.
I didn't know that. I had never heard of Fruitland until I met Jason.
I mean, it's a pin drop on a map.
Map dot. Yeah, no kidding. I've been through the Quad Cities and Davenport. Well, that's redundant. But Burlington and Fort Madison. My sister lived in Clinton. Like, I feel like I know that part of the state pretty well. Muscatine, I've been there with, for various events.
Since you stayed at the hotel in Muscatine and drove to Gretchen's for the wedding,
I went through Fruitland.
You went right by Fruitland. There's a little sign that says Fruitland, head towards the Mississippi River, and you're like, Fruitland, is that a real place? Because it almost sounds like make believe.
Everybody, right? And then you find, and so like, I'm glad to know this. Captain Kirk says, I know a lot about Iowa geography. Never heard of Fruitland. I don't know why my things aren't staying up. But then Tyler knows about it. All the fair watermelon at the Beatty watermelon stand is from Muscatine.
What surprised me?
The Beatties are like a Runnels family. What? I guess they don't make... I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb when it comes to this stuff. Can you grow watermelons anywhere?
Well, I'm sure you can. You can grow them in your backyard if you want to. Hawk says, didn't Trav go to Fruitland for the Watermelon Festival? No, that was actually in Water Valley, Mississippi. What are you laughing at?
That every time you say Mississippi, you say it like Leon Redbone. I love it.
Mississippi. Mississippi. Do want to congratulate Brooks Reynolds and the team at JR South Fork Ranch, of course, good sponsor of the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. He had a tremendous fair, as he always does. I always wonder how he's going to make it bigger and better than the year before. And Ross, he continues to do it. And he has such a gathering place. He has such a community there. And it's great for fair watching. So just congrats. And they won Best New Drink again, like third year in a row.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you. I love you, Brooks. I do. That beer is way too sweet for me.
Which one was it this year? I didn't.
Cotton candy cooler or something like that.
Yeah, that's why I didn't try it. Cotton candy's not my flavor.
I ended up getting like the guava sour because I'm like, oh, this is even too sugary for me. It's just I've gotten to the point where sugar just if it's too sweet, I can't do it. I get why people love it, and congratulations on that. Just not my type of beer, right? It's like give me a Bud Light or just give me a. Finally, Brooks comes and goes, do you want a vodka? I'm like, you sell liquor? He goes, no, but do you want a vodka? Sure. Oh yeah, I'm not supposed to say that. Sorry.
And so you said, yeah, and he said, well, then go find vodka.
Yeah, he goes, go find one. Yeah. Go find one. Go find one. I said, okay. But yeah, so that was Saturday that was the fair day, and then yesterday was a drinking day. I
got up to the when I was up at the wine bar part of the fair. They had a thing like a grazer's pack, right? And I'm like, oh, what's the grazer's pack? And the lady's like, well, it was going to be a charcuterie board. We were going to give a little charcuterie board to people to walk around with the wine and cheese and meat, but the fair wouldn't let us sell meat. Huh. I don't know if they didn't have a cooler up there. I don't know. I didn't ask what that was about. I did run into Mindy Williamson on Saturday when I was walking around, and Mindy, of course, I look at Mindy as like the head of the fair, but she's not the CEO.
How about this? She's the face of the fair. I mean, she's doing most of the interviews,
right.
And she was on our show last
Friday. We were just walking around the agricultural building, happened to run into her, and it was, we sat there and talked for a few minutes, asked how things were going. She told me that, did you hear what happened with Saturday night's grandstand act?
Was it Alabama? Who was it?
No, dude, they were about to they almost had to pull off another Rod Stewart deal.
Really?
Seriously. In fact, when I woke up Saturday morning, one of the first texts I got was from a friend, and it was like, well, hope you guys didn't have tickets for tonight's show. Now, it was kind of a joke because the performer Saturday night was a rapper by the name of Big X the Plug.
Big X the Plug. Now, call me crazy. I'm a 56-year-old, soon to be 56-year-old white guy. Never heard of Big X the Plug.
I had not either. Okay. But I'll tell you, so some of my friends were like, oh, check this out. Listen to this song. He actually is pretty good.
Okay.
Okay. He got arrested in Texas on Friday night.
And he's playing the grandstand show in Iowa on Saturday.
Yes. And I might have some of these details a little bit off. So if I am, call in and correct me. The way I understood it, he got arrested on Friday night in Texas, and I think, Trav, it was like an OWI, but he had marijuana and guns with him. Okay? So the first text I got from a buddy was like, wonder who they're going to get to fill in for Big X the Plug. Well, then when I clicked on the KCCI article, right away, the KCCI article said he still plans on playing tonight. Travis, when they release the numbers for the tickets sold, keep an eye on that.
You're saying the arrest was good PR for the fair and for Big X the Plug?
The arrest was good for Big X the Plug.
So he was arrested on August 21st in Allen, Texas. Booked into the Collin County Jail. He was charged with driving while intoxicated, possession of marijuana under 2 ounces, and unlawful possession of a firearm.
Go through those again, because guys are writing in some stuff that they've got comments on. So read this again.
Driving while intoxicated.
Okay.
Possession of marijuana under 2 ounces, and unlawful possession of a firearm. He bonded out and made a scheduled performance at the Iowa State Fair the following day.
I'm the biggest, the largest.
He's a big dude. He's not
big
small.
Dude. Yeah. Yeah, because people were like, somebody said Mary Jane is considered like murder in Texas. Not in this case. It was Cyhawk. Cyhawk said, I'm surprised he got out. Weed possession in Texas is seen as murder. Less than 2 ounces. Had him a gun and was driving intoxicated.
Do you think he played the "Do you know who I am"?
I don't know how big he is in Texas. I mean, obviously he's a pretty big name if he was a Saturday night show at the Iowa. You know what I mean? Again,
absolutely.
Just because we don't know him as 50-year-old white dudes doesn't mean anything. But
he sold tickets.
I heard it helped.
We got to go see this guy. He's intriguing now. Let's go see him.
Give some street cred, right? I mean,
absolutely.
And it is a story. I got to see Rage Against the Machine the first time that they performed a show after years off. You get to say, I was there when Big X the Plug came from the Texas. And then the story elaborates. In a couple years, he will have broken out of the Texas State Penitentiary to do the show. And if I were him, I would have come out in an orange jumpsuit.
That would have been awesome. That would have been freaking awesome.
Yeah.
I did see Chris Conley on Saturday at the Iowa State Fair. Of
yeah,
course,
Chris
Conley from Casey Center. He goes, it was ironic. He goes, you heard what happened at Casey Center, right? I go, no. He goes, a couple weeks ago you were talking about the number of ejections we've had from the Casey Center. He goes, we smashed the record the other night for Treaty Oak Revival.
What?
He goes, because like the record of getting people tossed out of Casey Center was like 7 or 8. They threw over 25 people out that night, according to Chris. He said it was the craziest thing.
What is... Okay. Don't let the name fool you. I literally was thinking... oh my gosh, who's the big mega preacher who used to do the big tent revivals?
Benny
I can't think of the name of the guy that was super famous. Anyway,
Joel Osteen.
When you said Treaty Oak Revival, I was thinking it was a church thing.
No, it's like a
Billy Graham. Band. I was thinking of Billy Graham. That's what I had in my head. I'm like, these people love Jesus or hate him. What's the story here? What? People are really upset. Man. Treaty Oak Revival.
Yeah. I guess there's a song where they throw beer, and I don't know what the name of the song is. If there's some treaty, but there's like and I guess it was just a drunk fest, and 25 people were thrown out.
The song is called Boomtown.
Boomtown. That's exactly what Chris told me. He goes,
and it is called Experiencing the Beer Shower at a Treaty Oak Revival. They're featured on a website, savingcountrymusic.com. I might have to check out Treaty Oak Revival.
I didn't know country music needed saving. Must not be bro country then.
I'm trying to watch. I don't have the TikToks. I don't want to do the TikToks. So every time you click on a video, I don't think I'd like that. I'm out. This is a sweet life for me. Oh boy, no. Maybe one time. There were times in my life that looked like fun. I think Dusty's part onto something else here. Those are $17 beers.
There's actually like video of it.
I'm watching it. I'm watching videos of it right now. Not my idea. Oh, no. Oh, no. No.
That.
Oh, this feels like a nightmare. Oh, they're doing it all over the. See, there's not even a safe space.
I guess people in the suites were doing it. Imagine going to a concert, but if you're at that show, you know what you're getting into, right? Do you think there's anybody going, let's just go see Treaty Oak Revival, and then you get showered upon of Bud Light?
There's got to be some people that didn't know.
You're right.
I mean, we've both been to concerts where we didn't know. It looks like a fun time. It looks like a great concert. So I can see that being the type of show where a buddy was like, dude, I love this band. They're super fun. I've seen them live. You're going to love it. All right. This is my buddy Reed. My brother from another mother here. My sister from another mister, whatever it is. He says he won tickets to the Treaty Oak Revival from 97.3, probably from Danger and Lindsay. Wife and I listened at the show. Stayed at the show for 30 minutes and walked out. Rowdy crowd, beers thrown all over in the first 30 minutes. Shortest time I've ever stayed at any concert. In the first 30 minutes, they were doing that? I thought that was like an end of show thing. That happens like throughout.
Hey, everybody, just throw a beer in your face. Hey, now buy me one. You throw one at me, I'll throw one at you. We'll go buy each other a beer. Can you imagine if that took place at a sporting event? And don't be surprised as more beer is sold throughout college stadiums. Let's use Mississippi as an example. When they hit a home run at a Ole Miss baseball game, they do a beer shower in the outfield. They just throw beer all over the place. Pretty soon, we're going to have tarps off, beers out.
Did you watch the video I sent you last night?
I tried to. I didn't quite get. It was something of tarps off, right? Was that at a football game?
Was that a baseball game? Hold on, because I got it. First of all, but back to the drinking thing real quick, and I'll find this, okay? Because Dusty is, again, how much fun would it be soaked in beer for hours? It's got to stink something terrible. And Kaylin writes in, now drive home. I don't like it when my daughter goes to an unexpected water park and she's coming back to the car wet. You're like,
can you imagine if you went to the Treaty Oak Revival concert, you did not have a beer whatsoever, right? Because there are some people who don't drink. But you got pulled over on the way home.
Oh, my gosh. It smells like alcohol in here.
It smells, yeah, you're like, have you been drinking? No. It smells like beer in the car. Well, you're not going to believe this, officer, but I was at the Treaty Oak Revival concert, and they threw beer over everybody. You mean to tell me they threw beer on you? No, they threw beer on everybody, sir. I need you to come out and do a sobriety test for me.
That's when I think of our attorney, allegedly. I go, nope, I ain't doing no field. Nope, nuh-uh.
Not, yeah, you can do a blood test, you can do a breathalyzer.
I said, I need your supervisor. I said, get your supervisor.
Those are the greatest videos ever. Can I talk to your sergeant, please?
I'm filming you. Get your supervisor.
It never works, by the way. I'm the supervisor. I don't care. I want your supervisor. I'm the supervisor.
You ain't in charge. I'm
Can I have your
filming
driver's
you.
license? I'm a sovereign citizen. That's great, but I still need your driver's license.
I am not transporting goods and or acting in any sort of commerce capacity. Therefore, you have no jurisdiction.
All the arguments.
Yeah, thank you. Can I get your license and registration, please?
And proof of insurance.
I don't answer questions. During the Washington Nationals San Francisco Giants game, Giants are down 7-10 with the bases loaded in the bottom of the ninth. It's a dream scenario, Travis. And the fans decide they're going to do the new trend. They all go tarps off, right? I wish you could have played this because it would have been so much better if you could have played it for real. Because the announcers one of the announcers, the play-by-play guy says, it's more than just tarps off. If Eldridge knocks one out of here, things are going to get even more crazy. And the other guy says, time to drop trow and hog out.
I hope he doesn't get fired for that because that's classic.
That's great. And of course, Eldridge hits the grand slam and wins the game. And I don't know whether anybody dropped trow or hogged out, but
Tarps off, drop
tarps
trow,
off,
hogs out.
time to drop trow and hog out.
Oh. You can't say that on the air, sir. You know, can you apologize to the masses? I just said drop
can you
trow.
imagine the next game? Last night in the ninth inning of our spectacular win over the Washington Nationals, I inadvertently made a statement that I didn't realize would be seen as offensive by several of our listeners. I would like to take a moment at this time to apologize for any such. Please know that KTXZ is not represented by my off-color comments and all the fine folks at Peterson Justice Media are not responsible for my ignorance.
I know people are wondering about Sean and Lucas and their show. It's still not going to be on today. Hopefully sometime this week if they can get things settled up. But just wanted to give everybody an update. But you can hear The Lunch Rush with Trent Condon coming up on the Rush Radio Network from 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock. So be ready for that. But still no update on Sean and Lucas. Hopefully by the end of the week, we'll have some more clarity on that situation. You can win up to $50,000 from the Iowa Lottery's promotion Game Show Experience. Enter non-winning The Price is Right scratch tickets into your VIP club account before August 25th for your chance to win cash. Any entries that weren't selected as winners in the first drawing will automatically roll into the Game Show Experience Trip Prize, where a share of $10 million will be up for grabs in game show-themed competition with games based on The Price is Right, Family Feud, and Press Your Luck. 2 winners from the Iowa Lottery promotion will get flown to Los Angeles for this prize with so much more included. You can find out more information by going to ialottery.com. It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Live at therushradio.com, the TuneIn app, and on YouTube. This is the Rush Radio Network. Sports. Talk. Iowa.
When you play the new Hawkeye Instaplay ticket from the Iowa Lottery, you could win $20,000 cash instantly. Plus, enter for a chance to become an exclusive VIP game day-inaire at Kinnick Stadium as the Iowa Hawkeyes host the Cyclones on September 12th. And Iowa State fans, don't miss your chance to be part of the action with the new Cyclone Instaplay ticket. You can enter to win too. Pick up yours at an Iowa Lottery retailer today.
Woohoo! When you work with a company like Mr. Electric that goes above and beyond and makes the customer their priority, that is just a real joy to encounter these days. It was a fairly complicated project and it was intimidating. They made it look so easy and they were very professional, very clean folks. They thoroughly explain what they're going to do. It's clear that they're experienced and that they know what they're doing. Having professionals out there that can do that for me, that gives me a lot of peace of mind.
When I'm meeting a new patient, I want them to feel comfortable knowing that odds are I've seen something like this before.
From the moment a patient steps into the room to the moment the patient leaves the office, I think they're going to get a great experience.
I think it feels good coming in and feeling like it's a community here and you get to be a part of that community and get to be taken care of by that community.
My goal is when they walk out of there to know that I'm fighting for them, I'm pulling for them.
Schedule an appointment at iowauro.com.
The Rush Radio Network is proud to bring you live local weekday programming. Check out The Lunch Rush with Trent Condon from 11 to 1 and Beyond the Bench with Sean Roberts and Lucas Strain from 4 to 6. The Rush Radio Network. Sports. Talk. Iowa.
Hi, I'm John Linares with Willis Lexus, and I'm sad to say summer is almost over. But the good news is it's State Fair time, and that means State Fair savings. Visit our online inventory for reduced prices on select new car models. If you haven't had a chance to experience the all-new ES, I invite you to stop in. We have 2 electric models and hybrid models coming soon. I want to highlight these 2 models, $799 for a luxury TX and $769 for a luxury RX. This hot deal is on these 2 models only. Visit with your sales consultant for more details or visit us online at willislexus.com.
Every business has priorities, and Priority One Heating and Cooling is no different. As a service provider, we prioritize quality air conditioners and furnaces that will keep your home at your comfort level year-round. As a small business, we prioritize doing things the right way and treating people fairly. As a truly local business, we prioritize our community. As a veteran-owned business, we prioritize duty and commitment. For big business service with local value, trust your home to the place where you are always Priority One.
Miss any part of the show? Check out the podcast. Just visit therushradio.com or search The Rush with Travis and Ross wherever you get your podcasts.
Welcome back to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. You know, sometimes the key to feeling better comes from just being seen for what you need. Urology Center of Iowa has a dedicated men's health wellness center with services from low testosterone to managing the effects of aging. But more than that, UCI is the place to go when you want to be seen like a man, not a patient. You don't want somebody else's treatment. You deserve yours. Schedule an appointment with UCI today at iowauro.com. Ross, I feel like a scene out of The Godfather Part 3, probably the most famous line from The Godfather Part 3. Just as soon as I think I'm out, they pull me back in, and I'm going to suck you back into the WNBA talk. I know it's your favorite. And Godfather 3 sucked. It was the worst of the Godfathers.
I'm not like a huge Godfather fan.
That's fine.
I can't read. I don't know that. I can't tell you the distinctions between 1 and 2. And I mean, I know the story. I've seen them. It wasn't kind of slow.
It just would have been a normal day.
Reminds me a lot of the WNBA.
It would have just been a normal day in the WNBA. We could have talked about Caitlin Clark hitting a career-high 8 3-pointers, had 37 points in Indiana's 113-90 win over Chicago. Chicago hasn't beaten Indiana since 2024.
Okay.
But no, we can't talk about the game. Enes Kanter Freedom was at the game.
For those of you that don't like the WNBA talk, that are on my side of this, trust me when I tell you, this one's fun. Travis, I didn't even know this story, and then you'd put something in the rundown.
And I said WNBA talk. Yes, I let you know. I'm like, you need to go research and read about this because I don't want to catch you blindsided on this.
This is I'm sorry. Maybe this is a shitty part of me. Maybe this is the shithead in me, the little brother, the East Sider, the stinker. This is a funny story. And I've said this before. These nut jobs, Enes Kanter and Royce White, are exactly the heroes we need right now. Enes Kanter showed up yesterday in the front row of a. So again, this is the guy who's
in like the third row.
This is the guy who says he's gonna, former NBA player who says, "I'm now a woman. I want to be in the WNBA." They say all you have to do is say you're a woman. I'll do it. And Royce White did it too. So Enes Kanter shows up the other day. I thought, again, article I read just said that he was courtside. Yeah.
But so I watched the whole game this morning, right?
Okay.
And
he's wearing a t-shirt, right?
So as he was going in for the entire game, I watched because I wanted to see what led up to it, right? The crowd doesn't know he's there. The announcers don't pay attention to him. He's not even acknowledged. I'm looking for him. He's courtside, but like 3 rows on the baseline, right? So you can't even see him from the television. What happens is Natasha Cloud, who is a player for the Chicago Sky, goes in, and this is towards the end of the third quarter, makes a spectacular play. A spectacular play. I believe it's the Fever who called timeout because that pulled the Sky within 6. And as they're going to break, you see Natasha Cloud turn around and start barking at somebody. And it looks like she's fired up, right? And the announcers go, as we had to break, Natasha Cloud's fired up. Well, then they come back and they show what transpired, and it was her going after Enes Kanter Freedom, and allegedly, since you can't really hear anything, she started barking at him saying, "Sophie's not going to sleep with you," and started chirping at him because he's wearing a shirt that says woman, noun, and I forget what it said underneath it.
Adult human female.
Adult human female. So she starts barking at him. He stands up. He's a presence of a man.
He's 6'10".
He's 6'10". 6'10".
Does anybody here raise your hand if you've ever met somebody 6'10"? That's a monster.
So, Ross, they interviewed some people who were around Enes Kanter and said he was not barking. He was just cheering. He was minding his own business. But this is according to some interviews. I don't know that for a fact. I'm just saying what I've read.
Right.
Cloud goes after him and starts chirping. So he stands up. And she continues to move forward. He steps onto the court going, "You want a piece of me?"
What world are we in?
And so all of a sudden you got to see this little man of a security guard running. And I'm just like, dude,
little man, he might be 6'2".
He looked like 4'8". He looked like a munchkin next to Enes Kanter. And it dominates the headlines today. Nobody would have, if you watch the game, and everybody, this is a, what team are you on here? And all I want to say is this. If she would have kept her mouth shut, nobody would have known he was there who was watching television.
Listen. Don't fall into don't blame anybody. Blame everybody.
That's fine.
Okay. He shows up, sits in the third row, wearing a T-shirt, jab. Right? She fires one off, gets all boisterous, starts puffing her chest at a 6'10" former professional athlete
who he may be she may be posting her up next year.
She's
depending
5'10".
on what pronoun he goes by.
She's 5'10". She ain't posting up anybody. He's like the absurdity of all of this. Now again, Travis, he knows what he's doing. Enes Kanter is not in any way innocent in any of this. Stepping onto the court, standing up and bowing back on her. Blame everybody. This is the shit I was talking about last week. What happened in the game? I think the Fever won. Is that what you said?
Yeah, the Fever won.
Okay. But what's the headline?
This, Ross.
But what's the headline?
Enes Kanter.
It is politics. Division.
But I know you say blame everyone, Ross. But hear me out.
Okay.
And I don't disagree. Did Enes Kanter show up knowing that he would piss some people off? 100%.
He didn't buy a ticket in the 43rd row.
No. I will agree. I can agree. But would you agree with me when it comes to this? Natasha Hughes put him in the headlines because she went at. If she just would have went to the bench, nobody knows that he's there.
But again, she's not the one to blame.
Who's to blame?
Everybody. Her reaction to the action is to blame. That's what you're saying. Her reaction to it. I totally agree with you. It takes two to tango. He is the provocateur in this situation. He is the provocateur. He shows up at the game, buys a third row seat, wears the provocative T-shirt to try to get a response. I want to be clear. I'm glad the guy's doing all this. I really am. It's exactly what has to happen. Make people talk about how absurd this all is. Until finally, it's like, okay, somebody's got to put into black and white what a woman is so that we know who can be in this league that we created for the women. You start to say it out loud and right away you go, this is crazy. So there's only one. I've told you this. You know this well, Travis. Dude, you can't rationalize with crazy.
And it's all crazy now.
You can't call crazy. You don't get to look in the eyes of crazy and go, "Hey, you're crazy." And it goes, "Oh yeah. Oh shit. I've been crazy." You can't do that. How do you combat it? With crazy. Thank God we got Royce White and Enes Kanter up our sleeve to throw at this problem, to go, oh, you guys want to play crazy games? I'm the king of crazy games. You thought that was crazy. Watch this.
Hold my beer.
BP can't negotiate with a terrorist. There's something to that. That's that same sort of philosophy. And the other thing, part of this is, it becomes, these social things become a snake that eats itself. You're getting.
She took the bait, right? I mean, he. I know what you're saying. He sat there with a shirt. He wasn't egging her on.
She took the bait. Good way to put it.
She took the bait.
Yes.
And what happened was they got within 6 after she made that basket, and they got blown out afterwards. It became a distraction. It became a momentum killer, and she did more damage for her team than if she just would have shut up. You always, I mean, fans shouldn't interact with players. Players don't have any right to go after fans.
I do like my FARC headline for this was another dildo thrown out from a WNBA game.
Well, did you hear about her comments after that happened?
No.
So the other night, let me ask you this. If this is a male player, if this is anybody else, because you know what the world is in sports. So they threw a dildo out the other night.
Oh, that did happen? Or you mean the Enes Kanter? Okay.
No. They threw another dildo.
Oh, geez.
In the Chicago Golden State game. A dildo came flying out on the court. This is what Natasha Cloud said. Here's the quote. I want you to know that is the gayest thing you can do is go to a store, a sex shop, buy a dildo, come to a women's game to throw the dildo on the court. Y'all lame, expletive, y'all gay to us. We see it. Keep throwing them. We just want to keep telling, you just want to keep telling us you're gay. If a guy says that, they'll be like, you can't say gay.
But we all know what she means.
I get that, but it's a double standard. You know that.
Okay, but the important thing is always don't you do the double standard. So if you're okay with Shane Gillis saying it, I'm okay with her saying it.
100%.
Okay. If you're not okay, if you weren't okay with Shane Gillis saying it, then you shouldn't be okay with her saying it.
But what I'm saying is, if a male basketball player or football player said that and said, "Man, that's gay,"
you'd probably have people that came out and said, you're not supposed to say that.
You can't say that.
Right.
That's
Unless
homophobic.
what?
How is that homophobic? It's not.
Unless he were a gay player, or unless he were in a predominantly gay industry and or arena or sport. If a figure skater said it, I think people would kind of laugh at it, right? They'd go, he's not homophobic. So I think that's the context, and it does. By the way, everything she said is exactly right. You're going through all of this effort for I guess a prank. Is that what that'd be called? Is it a prank? Is it a stunt? Is it a?
It's a stunt.
You're going and chucking a dildo onto a court at women and then running away?
From what I understand, dildos aren't cheap either, man. You're throwing a lot of money out on the court.
If I remember right, you told me if you buy in bulk, right?
I have no idea. No idea.
I remember you telling me that one time that's the secret.
I just walked by the sex store superstore up at it's not in my neighborhood, and they're on the back wall, and you can see like the prices, and you're like, wow, those are expensive.
This is my point last week. Remember when I said can't talk about the games? All we can talk about is all the politics stuff, all the division.
But at the end of the day, Ross, going back, this is why Kathy Engelbert should be fired. The WNBA needs real leadership. You have this polarizing political stuff that's going on. You have fans that have been kicked out of a game. The WNBA has to come back and say they shouldn't be kicked out because they wore XXXY T-shirts. You have Enes Kanter wear a definition of a woman T-shirt. Player goes after him. He gets kicked out. But then you have a coach that wears Trans People Matter T-shirts. Nothing happens. And you also have a coach who's from Australia, where a common term of protected species it's a common term. it's a little, you're kind of shocked when you hear it for the first time. Then when you hear the context behind it, you go, okay, I get it. But then she gets suspended for a game. And you're like, what are we doing here? You can't get out of your own way. And Caitlin Clark's going, hey, I had 37. I hit 8 3-pointers last night. Kelsey Mitchell had 30. It's just absolutely incredible. Top of every website you go to. Enos Kanter. Do you think they get into the WNBA?
Hell no.
But they're going to have to address it, right? They're going to have to come
That's
out and
why
say,
I said the heroes we need. Again, fight crazy with crazy. Here's the other thing I keep trying to tell you. Not my battle. Not my battle. I wouldn't say I was missing it. It just is not interesting to me. And especially because I noticed a long time ago this thing. It's all just political theater. It really is just street theater. The games don't matter. The outcome doesn't matter. You're racist. You're sexist. You're homophobic. And
transphobic.
And by the way, this is the snake that will eat itself. You cannot be on the right side of this team. You can't be. Because eventually you will step out of line and it will eat you. Remember J.K. Rowling, the lady that wrote,
yes.
What'd she write?
Harry Potter. She wrote the Harry Potter series.
And then when those books came out, she was a hero to the trans community. Remember why? Because she came out and said Dumbledore was gay. People are like, well, there's nothing in the book about him being gay. She's like, yeah, I know, but I know he was gay.
Because I wrote the character.
Well, then she came out later and she was like, hey, hold on, this whole trans movement. And now she's the pariah of the movement, the hater. It's a snake that eats itself. And this is part of it. This is part of it. It's the only part of this I'm enjoying is the chaos. So good luck to Caitlin and all those who are watching.
But just watching Caitlin and everybody during that, the way they handled it was just like they ignored it, right?
Well, that, like you said, the broadcast was doing everything they could not just to ignore him being there, and right.
You didn't know. I watched the entire game, and until it happened, you didn't know he was in the arena. You had no clue, and that's why I'm like, why did you go after him? You did more harm than good. You took the bait. You couldn't control your emotions, and all you had to do was ignore it. Keep playing. You just made a great basket. You got your team within 6. You forced Indiana to take a timeout. You're making a move. And then you get beat 113-90. Totally destroyed. Something cool did happen over the weekend.
Please.
And it actually put Drake University on the national spotlight. And maybe the timing was great. But, Ross, they launched these. The alternative Drake football uniforms.
Dude, those look like old Oilers.
These went like, national people were like, these are sweet. These are, and you nailed it. They look like the old Houston Oilers. Houston Oilers. Houston Oilers. Houston Oilers #1. You got to admit, those are cool.
I like that a lot. And it's not a, it looks like the basketball jerseys that they have. You know what I mean? So it's not crazy. It does. If I had just seen those first, Travis, I would honestly look at that and go, well, they're just stealing from the Oilers. That's an old Oilers uniform. But knowing that they had the basketball jerseys, I love this.
Drake?
Did you see the guys saying that Iowa everywhere is going to have a patch on the Grandview uniforms?
Really?
Yeah, Ray said this earlier. We were talking about something else, so I thought I'll jot that one down. I can't. And then somebody said, "Are you serious, Ray?" And he's like, "No, I'm dead serious. They're putting they're doing a patch on Grandview's uniforms." That's super cool. That's super cool. But maybe or was it on the Drake uniforms?
I don't think it's Drake.
Go back. I didn't see a patch on the Drake uniforms.
No, they didn't have one.
Okay. Like
they
it a
just
lot,
got the
man.
Adidas, yeah.
Okay.
Should Drake go to the powder blues all time? Should they get rid of the darker blue?
No. I mean, that's their prime. I think it's good to have it as a secondary color. I don't think the powder blue would be a good to have all the time. Remember when the Cubs went to that weird blue, like early 80s, late 70s, kind of
it was
that
a
powder
road
blue
uniform, right? Wasn't it a road uniform?
You
like
can't
a solid.
do that on a
It wasn't
consistent
quite
basis.
powder blue. It was in between a dark and a powder, and you're like, you just mix the color paint up, or what'd you do here?
I like I like that it's an alternate. Kind of like when Drake has their black uniforms, the black with the blue Drake on it. Again, I like that. I wouldn't want it all the time. I like the white uniforms and the Drake blue.
Now, I don't know if they're going to wear believe it or not, for Drake, the season opener's on Thursday. They play South
really?
Dakota School of Mines on Thursday.
You said the South Dakota School of Mines?
Yeah, South Dakota School of Mines. M-I-N-E-S. Not M-I-N-D-S. I'm not joking.
Not M-I-M-E-S? I thought it was mimes. I thought it was the school of mimes and theater. It turns out it's mines and technology. Interesting. I'd never heard of the South Dakota School of Mines and Technology.
There's a Colorado School of Mines and Technology. There's a South Dakota. A lot of engineers come out of South Dakota School of Mines.
All right. Okay. Hold on. Can I ask a super dumb question?
Absolutely. No dumb questions.
Is Mines the town?
No.
Okay.
I don't believe so.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure this wasn't a, Wisconsin situation. I wanted to make sure I was thinking of the right mines, like digging into the ground mines.
It's in Rapid City, South
Tried
Dakota.
to tell you guys how stupid I am sometimes.
It's in Rapid City, big Air Force Base in Rapid
People are
City.
like, oh, you're really smart. I'm like, no, I'm not really smart. I'm pretty stupid.
You're not stupid.
Is it the town?
No.
Lead, South Dakota. At South Dakota Mines, campus visits go beyond a traditional tour, offering an inside look at hands-on engineering labs, small class sizes, and close faculty mentorships. They don't say anything about going into the mines. I want to do some spelunking.
Do some fracking. Can you teach us how to frack?
That's right. Can I see the fracker?
We want to be a fracking company.
Well, good luck Thursday to the Drake football team against the South
Coach
Dakota
Matt
School
Walker
of
going to be
Mines.
joining us tomorrow at 7:30.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So we'll be hearing from him. And want to know if the uniform idea was his, or was it Brian Harden going, hey, just to let you know, we had really good success with the basketball jerseys. You might want to do this. Because, Ross, that was the best thing it's ever happened to Drake football. People now, I mean, like the uniform, there's a bunch of uniform accounts out there, and everybody's like, those are sweet. And just
They're really cool.
Probably a
I
lot
don't
of people
think it's
going, I
Harden.
didn't know Drake had football.
I'm interested to know whose idea it is. See, in my head, Brian's thinking way at a different level of stuff. He's not thinking about uniforms. Maybe I'm wrong. I would think this comes from the coach and maybe an assistant coach, maybe one of the players. Like the genesis of this idea has to come from somebody who's sitting around thinking about this stuff. Maybe
we need to make money.
Berger just there you go. Berger just wrote in revenue enhancement. Now we're in Brian Harden's territory. Now maybe that was Brian going, can we sell some of these things? I mean, is Drake making a lot of money selling jerseys?
No. But what they will do is sell a lot more T-shirts and hoodies with the powder blue.
Oh, I'd wear a powder blue Drake hoodie.
What makes those stand out, it's the red accent. It just makes that powder blue pop even more. And the red outline on the Drake on the helmet, poof, tits up.
Is red even one of your colors? Is red even? I thought the colors were blue.
It's a retro color. It was at one point part of the color scheme at Drake.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, back in the day, I believe red was the outline. Just an accent, not a primary.
I feel like I've always just known it as the dark blue and white. Again, love it. I think that's a really cool look and glad they're getting some love for it.
If you're looking for something different from your typical sports drink, check out Body Armor Fit from Atlantic Coca-Cola Bottling Company. It's the brand's first ever sparkling sports drink, combining refreshing bubbles, electrolytes, and great tasting fruit flavors in one crisp can. Whether you're coming from the gym, heading out for a walk, or just want a lighter way to hydrate, Body Armor Fit is redefining what a sports drink can be. We got an hour in the books. We got an hour to go. Good to have you hanging out with us on a Monday morning on The Rush, powered by Willis Automotive.
Live at TheRushRadio.com, the TuneIn app, and on YouTube. This is The Rush Radio Network. Sports. Talk. Iowa.
When you play the new Hawkeye Instaplay ticket from the Iowa Lottery, you could win $20,000 cash instantly. Plus, enter for a chance to become an exclusive VIP game day-inaire at Kinnick Stadium as the Iowa Hawkeyes host the Cyclones on September 12th. And Iowa State fans, don't miss your chance to be part of the action with the new Cyclone Instaplay ticket. You can enter to win too. Pick up yours at an Iowa Lottery retailer today.
Woohoo! At Iowa Floor Covering, we believe great floors start with great service. Whether you're looking for a plush carpet, durable LVP, timeless hardwood, stylish laminate, or beautiful tile, including custom tile showers, we'll help you find the perfect fit. No pressure, no pushy sales tactics. Just honest guidance from a team that listens. DIY Weekend Warrior, we've got the products and advice to set you up for success. Iowa Floor Covering, floors you'll love from people you can trust.
There are a lot of reasons to want a self-driving mower from Iowa Mobotics.
Being automated gives me more time to do my hobbies.
I travel so much for work that I don't have time to take care of the lawn, but I still care about how it looks.
And I'm just lazy. Gives me time to work in the wood shop instead of spending it on the mower.
It works in my schedule.
And I just really hate doing it.
No matter your reason, with Iowa Mobotics, spend less time mowing, more time living.
Brendan Santone here at Willis Cadillac. Coming into August, back to school time, we have a full lineup of our EV models available to come check out. Vistic, Optic, or Lyric. We have a few of each. Behind me to my left is going to be a new color for this year, 2027, Cashmere with a light interior, very elegant. And then to the right is a silver with black kind of combination, more of a sporty look. So whichever you prefer, we got a little bit of everything. Come see us in Clive at Willis Cadillac or at williscadillac.com.
After Hawkeye football games this season, it's your turn to get in on the action. Travis Justice and Ross Peterson are taking your calls for the Black and Gold Rush. Find it here on the Rush Radio Network. Sports. Talk. Iowa.
The best bread is made from scratch, freshly baked with locally sourced ingredients and love. At Big Sky Bread, we take great pride in our delicious products. We know you'll enjoy them almost as much as we enjoy baking them. Try our newly rebranded granola. Specially handmade, our amazing granola makes for a delightful treat. You can order online, purchase at local grocery retailers, or find us at the downtown Des Moines Farmers Market every Saturday. We look forward to serving you.
For people who like to save money.
Do you or a loved one suffer from chronic overspending, getting less but paying more? Then you may have a case of big HVAC. Now is the time to try Priority One. We set our own prices, which means you pay for what you need, not for anything else. And if you need a heating service or new furnace, now is the time to try Priority One.
Side effects of Priority 1 include increased happiness, extra peace of mind, and bonus cash for whatever you want. Please use
Hi, it's Noel. At Fiscus Jewelers, we're honored by the fact that our customers continue to come back on purpose, and that trust means everything to us. For years, we've been privileged to be a part of life's most meaningful moments, and we never take that responsibility lightly. We proudly offer the largest inventory in Ankeny, cutting-edge custom designs, including free CAD drawings, and a team that takes the time to get it right. Thank you for choosing us year after year. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
This is The Rush with Travis Justice and Ross Peterson on the Rush Radio Network. Sports Talk Iowa.
Hour number 2 of the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive and Willis Nissan. Drive the 2026 Pathfinder for just $379 a month. Has impressive tech, comfort, and a sporty design. The Pathfinder delivers a lot of value at a price that's really hard to beat. Plus, you can finance select Rogue, Pathfinder, Frontier, and Murano models for 0% for 60 months. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushradio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Watching on YouTube this morning, hit that subscribe button. Give this video a like. Leave your comments in the comments section. Call the show at 515-517-2303. And follow us on our social media channels. I'm Travis Justice. He's Ross Peterson. We're hanging out with you until about 8 o'clock today. Good to have you with us.
Donnie wrote in and said the amount of dildo talk on this show before 7 a.m. is concerning. Donnie, do you mean too much or too little?
That's a fair question. That is a fair question.
He didn't give us enough information. I think safe to err on the side of caution and assume he meant too little.
Yeah, might be. Might be. Weird transition into our next story, but hey.
Were you going to talk Little League Baseball next?
Yes. 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 I didn't plan that. I didn't plan it. Can't make it up. Just never know where we're going to go with this show.
Fantastic.
I was actually glued to ABC yesterday, watching the Little League World Series as Davenport Northwest, representing the state of Iowa, representing the Midwest, goes 2-0 at the Little League World Series for the first time in history. First time an Iowa team has gone 2-0 at the Little League World Series. Going to be honest with you, Ross, not that I've watched a lot of other Little League games, but coming out of the U.S. bracket, it looks like Iowa's the team to beat.
Right now, man, two arms that have been, they threw a combined no-hitter.
On game 1 against California.
Game 1. And then Anthony Johnson Jr. comes out and throws another gem and finishes it off with a bomb.
And it was a bomb.
Oh, dude, that's fun. There are moments you're watching that and it, like at 12 years old especially, there's such a separation. You know, I was a late bloomer. I'm still waiting, right? I was a little tiny guy. And dude, I had friends that had matured, that hit puberty.
And they had a voice.
They had a voice. They had shoulders, and they were grown.
They could say Mississippi.
Yeah, said sounds like Leon Redbone all of a sudden. That's a wild thing to see it. And then when you watch it in that arena where one kid is just dealing, that's fun. That's why the Little League World Series is fun, when you get something like that.
Ross, he struck out 15 batters. They threw a combined no-hitter in game number 1. They gave up 1 hit yesterday to a team from New Jersey. And and they represented the Metro Division. You know these Jersey kids are like, we're playing who? We're playing who? Iowa. Where's Iowa at? And these kids deal. They absolutely deal. So I texted my brother-in-law yesterday. Justin lives in Davenport. And his wife owns a really big insurance company in Davenport. And I said, hey, do you guys know anybody on this team? We'd love to have anybody. And he sends me this contact. He goes, hey, This is Jeff. And I don't think Justin is watching. He goes, his nephew is Anthony Johnson Jr. So I'm texting with the uncle trying to get his dad to come on the show this morning. And all I got last night, he goes, dude, I tried for you. They are getting inundated.
I bet they're
Just
getting blown up.
bombarded with requests.
Do you remember
we
were talking about the other kid on that team was that Cooper Thisson?
Was he the kid that was catching yesterday? Was he the left-handed catcher?
He's the one that is. Remember we were talking about the you could bet on the Little League World Series at the beginning of the thing.
Oh yeah,
yeah. And there was the 4 kids that you could bet would either have the most strikeouts or the most home runs, and one of them was Cooper Thisson. Andy wrote this to me. Andy Woodley. He said, hey, grew up in the Quad Cities. That Cooper Thisson's kid, his dad, Greg, played Little League and Pony League with us, with Joey. As most of you know, Coach Joe Woodley. Shouldn't call him Joey. Greg is the head coach at Davenport Assumption High School. He says, Cooper may be the best player at the Little League World Series. Kid's a freak.
I mean, his goal is to play Major League Baseball, and that's a goal of every 12-year-old who plays baseball. And you don't know what's going to happen to these kids. They'll go on to play high school ball. Some may go on to play college ball. Some will play after high school. But this is a fun story. The domination. Winning that makes it a fun story. But the way they are winning and God bless. Did you watch the game yesterday?
I didn't see it. No.
Dude, you know who the hero of the game is? Fucking Carl Ravitch. Carl Ravitch has been fired by ESPN.
Fucking Carl Ravitch.
Dude, that would take a lot to know that you've been fired. And then they go
think about that.
And then they go, hey, you're kind of synonymous with the Little League World Series. Do you want to come back and do the Little League World Series? And he does. And he's having so much fun calling Little League World Series games. And I'm just sitting there going, dude, you are a professional. We would expect nothing less, but you're just sitting there going, you're wearing the ESPN collared shirt and you're getting paid probably pretty handsomely, but you just sit there and go, that's awesome that you go, yeah, I want to do the World Series. I want to call baseball games. That's what I do.
And the Little League World Series is fun.
So up next.
You ever been over there, Travis?
I've never been there.
Neither have I.
Never been there. And I think the only time you'd want to go, Ross, is probably when they're playing the series, right? Because otherwise you're going up and going, oh, it's a 12-year-old.
They have a lot more majesty with all the people there, and
the hill.
Feel a lot more,
if there's nobody there, it's kind of like when you walk into a stadium when it's empty. You're like, oh, I think a good example of that is Allen Fieldhouse at KU, one of the top 3 college basketball arenas around. I remember going on Owen's college visit to KU. And you walked into Allen Fieldhouse because that's part of the tour, and you're like, this is it? It's a barn that has seats in it, looks like a 1950s high school gym. And I'm just like, okay, I guess. Then I went to a game, and I went, oh, okay, I get it now. I get it, right? I mean, people in the atmosphere.
And that's how it is
everything.
When you're on University Avenue and you drive past Duke Williams Stadium and it's empty. You don't feel anything. But when you drive past it and there's 17 people in the stands watching a football game on a Friday night, that's when the emotions pouring out onto the road.
Just oozing passion. Williams Stadium on the east side, when I moved to Des Moines in 1989, Ross, to me,
was a stadium.
It was a stadium. It was the largest high school stadium I've ever seen. I would take a left on East 14th on my way to Grandview, and I'd go, what would it be like to play football there? I come from Tri-Center Neola. Our stands has like 10 rows. You just look at that, go, high school kids get to run out and play on that field. It was a big deal to me. Now, I know Southeast Polk has a different stadium now. Valley's got this different stadium. And their stadiums.
Like, dude.
But at the time, Williams Stadium was
at the time, it was like the Metro Stadium. That was why all the Metro schools, Travis, you remember, and I don't know if they had all the different light up signs for each individual Des Moines public school up there. And then that way, when you drove by, you knew who was playing because those teams would be lit up, or one of the teams would be lit up. Yeah, it was that wasn't that long ago.
When you went to school there, did people go to games? Was it packed on a Friday night?
Packed is no. I mean, it's not packed. Every now and again, when you played a really good team, you know, the other team might travel a lot, but even that, you know, the East Side had a reputation, which at that time, yeah, I almost said didn't deserve. My junior year, they had to play all the games or my senior year, we had to play all the games on Saturday. We couldn't even play Friday nights.
Really?
Yeah, we had a riot at one of the very first games of the season. We had a big fight. And so they didn't feel like they could police it the right way, so they moved our games to Saturday, which was an overreaction, but
Burger asked it because we're a week and a half away from high school football. Oh, that's not what I wanted to show. Burger says this. Serious question. When is DMPS going to admit that their sports are done and move to one team for the Metro? That seems a bit extreme, but I think if you took Roosevelt, North and Hoover, and maybe East and South and Lincoln, would that make sense? And have two teams? Football-wise, I don't know.
What are we talking? Can I just seriously not to go debater on you here, but break this down. What is the goal?
To be competitive.
To be competitive in football?
Yeah.
Then yes. Then if they did that would be. I said this several years ago. They'd have this in the middle school level called Des Moines United. And basically the kids compete for their own school, but then at some point they create like an all-star team. And they say, all right, we're going to take the best kids from all the Des Moines schools, and we're going to go try to compete with Valley, Waukee, Ankeny,
Johnston,
even like Carlisle, Norwalk. These communities that if you've been around for a while, you still probably think of as like smaller communities. These communities are growing and kicking ass. So if you want to go compete with those, that's what you got to do. If you want it to be about the opportunities for the kids to play, about community, about them playing with their buddies, then you got to keep it the way it is. Then,
and Brian says so less opportunities, but Brian, I understand what you're saying. But if you only have 30 people on a varsity football team and you can't field it because injuries are, then your opportunities are gone altogether. So,
and in those cases, what they do, Travis, they've got the plan in place. DMPS has built the plan to say, like, for instance, when Hoover doesn't have enough kids to fill a roster, they combine with, oh my gosh, East.
Is it East? I thought it was
no. Hoover's with Roosevelt. I'm sorry, Hoover's with Roosevelt. The North kids are with East. So the same thing. If East doesn't have enough girls to field a softball team, they join the North team. So number one, what's your goal? Is your goal to win state championships? Then you got to do. You're not going to be competitive at that level with those teams. Not right now. So the way to do that would be create these like all-star teams type of thing.
Do you? And this goes to a lot of metro areas. Do you believe it is the economic reasons that these schools are no longer competitive, or are you like me who believe open enrollment has had a major effect on the recruiting that actually takes place at the high school level, and you have your best athletes from East, North, wherever going to suburban schools because they're recruited to play there? And I think open enrollment has done more damage to the city schools than the economics of it. But that's my personal opinion.
I mean, the economics of it. When you say that, what do you mean?
That,
do you mean
kids
do you
are
mean
poor?
budgets?
No,
do you mean socioeconomic status of the area?
Yes.
Yes, but Travis.
But you understand you have good athletes who aren't socially economic who go.
How is Hoover's soccer team so good? It's not, again, when socioeconomics, I'd like to put a different word on it than that, because that makes it sound like if you're poor, you can't be good at football. It's not. It's culture. It's culture. I've been saying this for a long time, that it is the culture of the different communities in these areas. That football's not important. I hate to break it to you, and like all the people in the suburbs that are super duper into football and high school football, and winning high school football matters, and it's all, that life's going to be filled if my kid wins high school football. It doesn't matter to people. And then you get an entire community of people that soccer's more important than football. So you're not playing football or baseball when you're 9, 10, 11 years old. This goes back to our youth sports conversations. What happens to these kids that are in this little league right now? Davenport Assumption going to be real good in a couple of years if these kids are still playing.
Because biology takes over. Some will excel, some won't progress.
Is money a factor? Yes. Is open enrollment a factor? Absolutely. And then that is the addendum to that is the recruiting thing, which I think is the smallest portion. But again, if you attach it to the open enrollment thing, then that kind of makes more sense.
Dude, where I'm at, the recruiting that takes place because open enrollment is sick.
And again, I'm not saying recruiting doesn't happen. Yeah. I'm saying that I think of all this stuff, it's probably the smallest factor. But if you look at open enrollment as part of recruiting, it becomes a much bigger factor. The private school argument, because like Hawk wrote in and said, if you listen to Rob Sand, it's the private schools doing the harm. And I don't know but the doing the harm there is carrying a lot of weight. Meaning, what does that mean? Doing harm. You ask me, I've been paying attention to DMPS for a long time. Those are self-inflicted wounds from 30 plus years of horrible mismanagement of all sorts of different avenues. Travis, did you see this story over the weekend that 55 teachers this weekend, the school starts this morning for DMPS.
Okay.
Like towards the end of last week and over the weekend, 55 different teachers were reassigned classes, and some of them were reassigned buildings.
Oh, you're not going to start there. You need to move your entire classroom to another building.
Yeah. The private schools are offering an alternative. Yeah, and Hawk says he was being sarcastic. I kind of picked up on that, Crop. Sorry about that. I didn't want to run with that, but I kind of picked up on that. Private schools aren't the problem. If the people leaving the public schools isn't the problem of the people. You hate public schools. Yeah, I don't like the direction they're going, so I've got a different alternative for my kid.
And I don't think you hate public schools. All 4 of my kids went to private school, right? And that was the choice we make. And people ask me all the time, would you do it again? And I'm like, yeah, I would.
Hell yeah.
I have there's a lot of different reasons I did it. Now, if I like to have a tax break? I wasn't looking for like a cash handout, because I understand I'm paying my property taxes. That's helping public schools have smaller classes, right? Now, would have I liked to have been able to write my tuition off or a portion of the tuition off? It would have been nice just to say, hey, that's a tax deduction. But I didn't get it, and I'm not going to complain about it. I live in a unique city where the public and private schools get along really well. Meaning, I mean, we have 8 private high schools. Actually, private Catholic high schools. There's like 3 more private. So there's like 11 to 12 private high schools in Omaha, right?
It was funny. That was last Friday when we were talking, and I said, "Yeah, there's one Catholic high school in Des Moines," and she about spit her drink out. One? I go, we have other private schools and we have some Christian schools, but we have one Catholic high school. Am I right about that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe somebody will write in.
When you live in Omaha and there's 8 Catholic high schools, 3 all girls and 2 all boys, it kind of changes things up a little bit. But they get along because all the public school systems go, because you have over 20-some Catholic elementaries. Awful. Because the reality of the situation, if they all close down, public school system couldn't handle the influx of students. It would you'd be like, how do we afford this? There's too many people in the classroom. And competitively in sports, it's fairly even now. There's not one that dominates the other. But it would be interesting for like football, and I don't know if they need to do it in basketball, if DMPS just said, hey, let's have one Des Moines public schools. It's radical.
Again, I would want to start with what's the goal? What's the goal of high school sports?
I think that's different. That answer is different for everybody.
In Des Moines, don't you agree though, Travis? That's got to be the very first question that you answer. What are we trying to get out of this? Is it give our kids opportunities and let them have some fun and give them something to do outside of school and keep them off the streets and keep them busy? Is that what we're trying to do with athletics inside of an academic institution? Or are we trying to fill up a trophy case? And to me, it's a very simple answer.
Yes, to both. I mean, hear me out. I don't disagree. It's about opportunity, but sooner or later, it's diminishing returns, meaning you won't have enough people that want to take advantage of those opportunities, and it's unsafe in the 4A, 5A world.
And that's where we are. That's right where we are right now. So maybe you offer both, Travis. Maybe DMPS splits it. And they say, we're going to offer basically an intramural part of this. If you want to be a part of a team and you want to come out, and we're going to have flag football Friday nights, and you can wear the school colors, and we'll go play the kids from Lincoln who want to do this. But if you want to play the real deal, you want to suit up and you want to go play Valley and Dowling and Southeast Polk, that's going to be called Des Moines United. You're going to have to go to this place up for practice. You're going to have to travel across town. Some of you, a fourth of you are going to have to travel across town every day for practice. How many kids are going to want to sign up for that? To go play with kids you don't know? So I don't think there's an easy answer to it, but you got to start with what's our goal? What are we trying to get out of it? And if what we're trying to get out of it is give as many of our kids an opportunity to be a part of a team and do something fun and enjoy school, give them something to look forward to outside of this. Because again, these kids that we're talking about, these inner cities, are probably the kids that have heavier shit happening at home.
True.
Now, I'm not saying rich kids don't have problems. They do. They're different problems, and they come with their own weight. But aren't these the kids that we should really be focused on trying to give them more opportunities and give them some sort of advantage? And instead, it's like, well, if we could just limit that, then maybe they'd have a chance of not getting beat by 60. I don't think they care.
Really?
Do I think they want to win? Yes.
I think by week 9 they care.
Travis, then what? Then explain. You're right. Does everybody wants to win? Winning's way more fun. Those kids that are suiting up right now for these public schools that are getting up and going to practice this morning, what do you think their expectation is for the season, Travis?
To survive
and to enjoy it. Pull off a couple wins. Circle Ankeny on the calendar. Circle Dowling on the calendar. Man, if we get one of those wins, you'll talk about that till you're 60 years old, right?
Oh, longer than that.
Exactly. So, I don't know. I just think that it starts with that. What's your goal to get out of it? And I think for the Des Moines Public Schools, it's give those kids as many opportunities as you possibly can. If they want to play football, let them play football. And if that means we have to suit up a team of 20 and get on a bus and go across town for practice, then that's what we'll do. Just like wrestling, Eli had kids on his wrestling team last year that actually went to school at Hoover. That's how I should have remembered that it was Hoover Roosevelt that were combined in that.
I know the Iowa High School Athletic Association probably never do this because you're classified based on enrollment at a school. But do you think they'd ever go, hey, Hoover, you've got 30 guys out. We're going to put you in class 2A. You don't belong in 5A. Let's put you in 2A and see what that looks like.
And maybe, Travis, they can come up with, because right now it's all based on enrollment. So maybe you could somehow do it by participation numbers. But, man, the scheduling all has to happen so early on. And at a school like Hoover with an attendance like that, you could have a massive fluctuation. You know, if you dropped Hoover down to 2A and all of a sudden they're in the state tournament. And then next year,
it's even more embarrassing, and you lose all the 2A, and you're like, oh, we can't. Even beat it
but then the
2A
next
level.
year, you got 240 kids that show up for trial. You're like, oh, geez, everybody wants to be a state champion now.
Well,
now
then,
we're 5A.
Yeah, then it changes a little bit.
Right,
100%.
So I don't know what the answer is on the sports thing. I do think it starts with what are you trying to get out of it. If you want to be competitive, then you'd have to do some sort of Des Moines United thing for the public schools. If it's give them as much opportunity as it is, you're doing the right thing right now.
Brian Duax points out that Hoover's 3A for soccer.
Yeah, so that would be tuition, enrollment. Yeah.
Hey, football is almost here, and Shields in West Des Moines is going to be celebrating all next week. So get to Shields. Football is back week with fun events, free samples, games, and your chance to win a $1,400 tailgate package. So on August 31st, they're going to have the Shields Fan Zone from 4 to 6, in-store games and activities. On September 2nd, Touchdown Taste from 11 to 2, stop and store for free food samples. And then on September 4th, the high school tailgate live from Valley High School. Trent Condon's going to be there. Food, games, prizes, and music. Grab your friends and family and kick off the season with Shields. It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Game on, keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
When you play the new Hawkeye Instaplay ticket from the Iowa Lottery, you could win $20,000 cash instantly. Plus, enter for a chance to become an exclusive VIP game day-inaire at Kinnick Stadium as the Iowa Hawkeyes host the Cyclones on September 12th. And Iowa State fans, don't miss your chance to be part of the action with the new Cyclone Instaplay ticket. You can enter to win too. Pick up yours at an Iowa Lottery retailer today.
It's August, and that means back to school time is upon us. And we here at Willis Infinity want to make sure you and your teen driver's vehicle are safe and reliable for the year ahead. That's why we're offering a complimentary vehicle inspection. Just bring you or your teen's car to any Willis service center, and our skilled technicians will check over things like brakes, tires, and more. Any make, any model. So schedule your appointment online at willisinfinity.com.
Another day in paradise.
You said it, buddy. Wait, hush up, it's him.
With over 20 years of experience, Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions can help.
I don't like the sound of that.
Whether it's birds in your dryer vent, ants in your kitchen, or bats in your attic.
Did you just say bats?
Call us today and see how Bats and Bugs can help prevent your home from becoming their home.
Not good, not good.
Well, it's been nice knowing you. I'm out of here.
Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions. Even the pests know.
So I think what's unique about Urology Center of Iowa is that we are a truly independent, single specialty clinic.
We have a mantra that the patient comes first, the group comes second, and we as individual surgeons come last.
When I meet with a patient for the first time, I want them to feel heard. I never want them to feel like I'm in a rush.
Just watching the change that you can make in a patient's life, it's everything.
Schedule an appointment at iowauro.com.
I like to buy America from hometowns near and far. I'm pursuing happiness, doesn't matter who you are. That's the real thing.
The Rush Radio Network is proud to bring you live local weekday programming. Check out The Lunch Rush with Trent Condon from 11 to 1 and Beyond the Bench with Sean Roberts and Lucas Strain from 4 to 6. The Rush Radio Network. Sports Talk Iowa.
Fresh, wild walleyes. This summer, point your compass north to Ballard's Resort on Lake of the Woods. Ballard's Lake of the Woods long-standing family resort offers a pole-in-hand guided fishing experience along with all-inclusive packages that include lodging and meals. Chase 10-pound trophies with the walleye capital of the world's most established fleet. Your adventure for fresh, wild walleyes awaits at Ballard's Resort. Set the hook at ballardsresort.com.
Hi, I'm Tom, owner at Central City Liquors. Our customers love us because we offer a large selection at an affordable price. And to keep costs low for you, we don't splurge on fancy promotions and expensive equipment. This commercial is being shot on a phone taped to a stick. Anyway, we are proud to announce our new rewards program that allows customers to save more the more they buy. So don't spend more to pay for fancy commercials. Save at Central City, where we know what's important. I told you we should have used duct tape.
It's August, and that means it's almost time to send your kids back to school. And here at Willis Lexus, we want to make sure you and your teen driver's vehicle are safe and reliable for the year ahead. So for this month, we're offering a complimentary vehicle inspection. Just bring you or your teen's car into any Willis service center, and our skilled technicians will check over things like your brakes, tires, and more. Any make, any model. Give us a call to schedule or visit us online at willislexus.com. Thank you.
Streaming live all over the state of Iowa and the rest of the world. This is the Rush Radio Network. Sports Talk Iowa.
Make your floors the envy of every guest. Iowa Floor Covering and Bondurant offers top brands, expert advice, and installation for homes and businesses. Learn more on how you can make your floors the best by going to iowafloorcovering.com and make sure to tell them, hey, we heard about you on the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive. Got about a half hour left with you. Don't forget, coming up at 11 o'clock here on the Rush Radio Network, Trent Condon and the Lunch Rush. He's got a couple guests lined up. He's going to be talking Iowa football. He's going to be talking Little League World Series, kind of like what we did. By the way, Team Iowa, I believe, back in action on Wednesday, Ross, as they take on Nevada, Henderson, Nevada. I think that's a suburb of. You okay there?
Oh,
you drop a beer?
Yeah, my beer fell.
Your beer fell?
At least it wasn't the bong. No, my phone hit the ground.
What? Bong juice all over the place.
Oh, bong water. Bong
this
juice.
Daquan Wright story is.
Dude. This is the kid. He's a tight end.
Tight end.
Played for LSU last year.
Played for Ole Miss last year.
Ole Miss last year. Played for Ole Miss last year. Got drafted by the
unsigned
Browns?
free an undrafted free agent signed with the Jets, was waived, picked up by the Browns, has been injured, is expected to get waived. He'll have to clear waivers again, but his agent, Drew Rosenhaus, has already told Todd Monken at Cleveland, hey, he's got a deal in place to go play for LSU. So we need you to waive him. We need him to clear waivers so he can go back to college and play at LSU.
Drew Rosenhaus.
Judges here are ridiculous. Ridiculous. Because they think it's unfair. They want to retroactively give these kids who graduated last year another year of eligibility because the rules changed. Guess what? The rules changed. Sometimes you're left out. Are there people in prison right now for less than 2 ounces of marijuana? Should you just go let them out? No, the rules changed. Yeah, by the way, you should let them out anyway. But the rules change. A common sense judge needs to say, hey, you know what? There's a start-stop period. I'm sorry you guys didn't get to take advantage of this. Life's not fair. Get used to it. You're 22, 23 years old. If this is the worst thing that happens to you, you've got a pretty darn good life.
Travs, in a way, this is almost like you and I saying, hey, we didn't know that Google stock was going to do what it did.
Yeah. I need to buy at 30 cents.
I need to go back and do that and take advantage of that thing that, I mean, it's not quite, not, but in a way, it's like, oh, I missed an opportunity that has now come along. This is, man, I want to paint this so easily into like judges being ridiculous. Man, judges are pretty smart people. What I can't understand is how these decisions get rationalized. I hated the NCAA. I hated a lot of the rules that the NCAA had. They had a few things I thought that were right, that were logical. And one of them was, if you go on, you're not a part of this anymore.
You've given up that right.
Did you see the thing about Rocco Beck getting asked about his classes at Penn State?
Now, to be fair, he has graduated.
I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. And this is part of the problem.
But this has been going on a lot. This has
I
been
don't
going
care
on longer
if
than you
it's
think
always
it has.
happened. I don't care if it's always happened. None of these pass that logic thing. You can't say, well, it's always happened. Okay, wait, I thought that this was a college. I thought this was college sports. How is that so far gone that it's just like, it's even a punchline of like, come on, man. You expect the quarterback to go to school? What year you live in, man? That's the response I get when I go, man, this what was it, Carson Beck situation and Rocco Beck situation. This is weird. The quarterback doesn't even have to go to have it be enrolled in he's enrolled in one class, and it's
which they're making. What my problem was, they're making it up for him. They're like, oh, they're designing this class for me. I'm like, what? You know, when Dr. Rob graduated and did like 2 classes, he was going to advanced math and chemistry, right? And so, okay, and that's why I say, hey, the 1 or 2 classes for graduates has been going on a long time. What I've never heard of is when Rocco said, I'm going to do an online class, and they're like creating it for me. I'm like, you mean the class doesn't exist?
So the NCAA, which has looked the other way for all of that stuff for all of those years, which looked the other way, and my friend TJ gets mad because he's a huge Tar Heels fan. When North Carolina created a fake major for 13 years, the NCAA gets a little slap on the wrist. So that's why it just is so... there's a part of me that says, NCAA has intentionally looked the other way all the time and all this stuff. Sure. You can go and be on an NFL roster until you're about to get cut and then come back and play. You can be on an NBA G League roster. You can be on an NBA roster. Come back and play. You can take money. You can gamble on games. You can transfer schools at will. It has nothing to do with your academics anymore.
Let me ask you this. This Would you like to bottle it back up and put it in the bottle?
No, I'd like it to have been done again, man. I'm too naive about the world and people. I wanted it to be done the way it was supposed to be done. They had $1 billion pie, and the Supreme Court steps in and says, hey, you guys got to divide this thing up a little different. And instead, they made a new pie. So, okay, well, we're going to create this thing called NIL, and we'll just make people pay more for it. None of us are going to take pay cuts. We're all going to make more money. Players will make more money. We'll let the genie out of the bottle.
But they've even changed it since the House ruling. When the House ruling, the NIL was supposed to be $20.5 million. Now the Save College Sports Act says, well, you got the 20.5 for the House, but you can go another 22 to 25 for retention. So your salary cap, which was 20.5, has now gone to 50.
Your salary cap became your salary floor.
Yes.
The ceiling became the floor. In a matter of a legislative session.
But this is where leaders have to lead. And Lane Kiffin has been working behind the scenes because he called Monken a week ago. Monken goes, I was wondering why Lane called me. I never called him back. Maybe I should have. They were working a deal.
Yeah.
But this is what we talked about at the end of last week. You need an athletic director to go, hey, we're not doing this. You don't get to bring in somebody. If you want it to work, call it collusion, call it whatever you want. You need to go to your coaches and say, I know you can do this. We're not going to let you do it. This is not, you've taken the spirit of the rule. And yes, somebody else may do it. But if LSU wins the national title this year and they do it with an NFL player, does it change your mind on it a little bit?
Nah, we'll forget about By that time, Travis, there will have been 1,000 other stories. You'll have to remind me going into the national championship. Hey, Ross, remember this? Remember when we talked about this kid? No. He's the guy that was on the Browns roster. And go, oh, yeah. There'll be 1,000 other stories that are similar to this. Travis, it's about opportunities for the kids. Never mind the kid that's eventually going to get kicked from the roster and not get an opportunity. It's not about his opportunities. It's about the really good kids' opportunities. And this guy who wasn't quite good enough to make the NFL roster this year, imagine how good he's going to be when he's now 25 and not 24, or 24 and not 23, or 23, not 20.
And you know what the next argument's going to be? So the argument to these guys is, hey, I played 4 years. I went pro. You allowed this next one. The next argument's going to be, yeah, you're allowing 5 years, but I redshirted in the first year, so I technically had to sit out and I didn't get a play. So I need that 6th year to say I could play for 5 because I sat out one. Because there are no more red shirts.
And trust me, and you know what's going to really cause it to come to a head, to bring everything full circle? It's going to be an Inez Cantor situation. You're going to have somebody who says, yeah, I might have played 3 years in the NFL, but I left after I saw 2 years of eligibility. How come I don't fit into that? What about me now? What about my opportunity? Or you're going to deny me? It'll take somebody doing something where we're all like, this is nuts. Yeah, that's the point. That's what you have to fight this. The college sports, Travis, when my friends were all saying we're watching the death of college sports, I was like, you guys are overstating this. It's not that bad. Man, the more I watch it play out, I go, ooh.
Dude, I was in your court. I'm like, no, it's not. This is starting to change my mind a little bit.
I'm with you.
I'm okay with guys making $1 million.
Me too.
I all of a sudden when you're like, hold on, you're in an NFL camp, you've worked a deal behind the scenes and already signed a deal to go back to college. That to me is what we're talking. How do you know when you cross the line? You know it when you see it. That's it.
And Travis, he played for Ole Miss last year, but he's already worked a deal to play for LSU this year.
Yeah, because he entered the transfer portal. He entered the transfer portal while he's still a member of the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, and if that doesn't make sense, get in line. Burger McChick's been writing this phrase since we started the show. We talk about college sports, how crazy things are getting. Sean writes in, end game, fellas. Remember for a long time, people were like, hey, what do you mean by that? He's like, this is what I mean. We're watching it unfold right before our very eyes. My buddy Ed Underberg was the first one that said this to me. When we first started fighting for the NIL, he was like, yeah, I get paying the players, but this is going to destroy college sports. It's like, oh, you're overstating it. You're being a fear monger. It's not, it's just, they're just going to pay the players to show up at car dealerships and run camps. What's wrong with that? I think this is going to get out of hand quick.
I mean, it went 0 to 100 faster than we ever thought it was.
And I think by design,
it got through that. I really did. I'm like, okay, I think most people adapted, but this is completely different. When are the grown-ups in the room going to say no?
Dude, Travis, where are the grown-ups?
You know what the problem is? You've got boosters who are telling your athletic director, we want to win championships. Yeah. Do I fault Lane Kiffin? Not really, because Lane Kiffin's going, they want me to win. I'm here to win what legally gives me the best chance to win. Until they tell me he can't play, somebody else is going to go try to get him. So it might as well be me.
That's the argument that's what gets us where we are. That's how the adults in the room, quote unquote, lose the argument. Hey, if we don't do this, somebody else is gonna. You know who's doing this. You know who's acting in this crazy way? Them. So you know what we have to do? We have to beat them. We got to do that thing. That thing that we're afraid that they're doing that's against the rules, and we got to do that. Otherwise, they will. And we don't want to be like them. Or wait, we want to beat them to being them.
Can you imagine you're a tight end on LSU's team right now? You think you're going to be starting, and you're like, hold on for a second. I've gone all the way through fall camp. I'm going to be the number one tight end. Guess I'm not now.
Imagine if this dude comes back from the Browns and the dude at LSU is better.
And it could be.
It could happen. I wanted to pull it up here. It's a junior Travs Green is the starting tight end right now. 6'7", 237 pounds out of Jackson, Louisiana. Dude, last year he had 33 catches and 7 touchdowns.
515-517-2303. Who's this?
Good morning, Travis. It's Burger.
Hey, Burger.
Hey, just got one question. I know Ross talked about what I've been saying about end game, but my real question is, where are the university presidents in all this?
I've seen you write that a lot too.
That call, Travis.
Great question.
The AD's not going to make that call, Travis.
You're right, but in the hierarchy, he should. He or she should make that call. But you're right. But you know what? University presidents are no different than ADs. They want to win. They look at the numbers. They understand what it does for enrollment when you win. They understand what it does for donations when you win. They understand what it does for everything. And that's why you invest heavily into athletics and hoping that it's successful, because it becomes a cash cow in more ways than one. I don't think we'll ever realize, unless they come out with it, like Iowa going to the Elite Eight. If you don't think that paid off in different avenues for the university, you're crazy. And I guarantee enrollment, they don't have an enrollment problem. They probably had more selected.
The economic impact study of that would be really cool.
Yes. So university presidents are their hands are tied just like ADs are. Because they answer to boards, they answer to to donors.
But the fact that they're called student athletes is just a misnomer now, I guess.
Yes. Yes.
Isn't the goal there to get an education so that you have a job for the rest of your life?
Can't they always come back on? But can't the argument on that always be, hey, we're for 99% of the athletes, it's absolutely about that. But we make all these rules for the rare exceptions.
No, we make the rules for the cash cows.
We make the exceptions for the rule to the rule. I don't know the words I want to use.
This is the last thing I'll say, and then I love the show, by the way. I just absolutely love the chemistry between you guys, and shout out to the chat group. I just am afraid and fear that in about 2 years we're going to have a 30 for 30 called broke the NIL years, because there's a ton of kids, and I call them kids, maybe they're not kids, ton of kids in that transfer portal weren't being picked up, and what's going to happen to them? I don't think that's being addressed at all.
I don't disagree with you.
That's all I got, guys.
Thanks, Berger. Appreciate it, man. And we've talked about that. There will be a 30 for 30 about lives ruined. Either I made all this money and I spent it because I didn't know how to manage it, or I thought I was doing something better by getting the transfer portal, and I gave up a scholarship at Iowa, and I'm just using Iowa or Iowa State as an example, and I ended up at South Dakota School of Mines. And my career died.
Remember that there is a portion of those kids that enter the transfer portal that want to go down. They want an opportunity to play. They realize they're not going to be a professional athlete, and they just want to be on the field and competing. And so they get in the transfer portal to just try to find that opportunity to get on the court. Austin wrote this in. He says, Ross, I love you, man, but it hits different when you toot your own horn about championing this student NIL and then complaining about how fast it all fell apart. Yeah, Austin, I'm just kind of coming to that realization. Like, it sucks to realize you were wrong.
But you can be right and wrong at the same time.
And that's the thing is, I almost have a tough time even saying that, because it's like, man, I want the players to be able to get a portion of the pie. What I don't like is how this all played out. I hate how this has become, like we just talked about. The academics is gone. We can openly talk about how the starting quarterback isn't even enrolled. Like, laugh at it. Laugh at it. Carson Beck last year, he tells about class. I graduated years ago. And most people do that. They kind of chuckle at it like, class. Wait, what? How'd this kid graduated from one institution, goes to the NFL, and now wants to come back and play another year at a different institution that will compete against the one he just graduated from? Wait, that's not what I... That was never part of the deal of them going to Willis Automotive to sell some cars. That was never a part of them being able to get paid to do their camps. What happened? And that's why then the conspiracy brain kicks in, and I go, they all wanted this. This was what was happening in the background the whole time. When my stupid little brain was saying, you guys better be squirreling away money so you can pay these players when the time comes. There's going to be lawsuits, and you're going to have to pay a bunch of money. They were way ahead on the chess game. Way ahead. And I think that the NCAA has allowed this to get so insane so that we'd get to this point where people would go, okay, go back, lock the barn door again. I'm sick of this. Put the cap back on the toothpaste. Congress, step in. Ted Cruz, I'm convinced that's where we're at. Let it get crazier and crazier and crazier and crazier. Judges don't even know what to do.
And you'll have lawyers that fight it because everybody's making money. Lawyers are making money. Coaches are figuring out a way. You're doing deals with guys that are in current NFL training camps.
This is wild. This is crazy, dude. I tell you, one of my eye-opening things, I bring it up a lot, but because it rattles around in my brain, was when Bill Fennelly is getting ready for his NCAA game, and he tells us, I've been on the phone with agents. I can't prep for my opponent for a couple of hours a day because I have to be on the phone with agents preparing for a game that...
Trying to keep my team for next year.
That was my moment of like, oh, crap.
Can you imagine if the NFL ran like this? If the NBA ran, or Major League Baseball ran like this?
To your point, Travis, this is why they have all those tampering rules. The Miami yacht with Tom Brady and all the, I didn't think it would get this crazy.
But in 2 weeks, when kickoff happens, I'm going to be just as fired up as I ever am for the start of the college football season. Because
I think that's was I go back to kind of debate the other side of that end game, and it's the death of college sports. Travis, I know what's going to happen in a couple weeks on Saturday. You and I are going to be sitting here on this feed, watching the game together, going, damn, that was a nice catch. Who's number 6? Damn, that was a huge hit. Who's number 42? Because he's wearing my colors. And he's making those plays for my Hawkeyes. Iowa State fans can be doing a lot of Googling.
Yes. I think I know who that is.
Have the depth chart up in front of them during the game.
Right now, Jalen Raynor, the only household name maybe amongst Cyclone fans.
Oh, that's the end of the show.
It is the end of the show.
Shit, I hope
but don't worry, you got more sports talk coming up on the Rush Radio Network. Trent Condon in the Lunch Rush from 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock on the TuneIn app, on the Rush Radio Android app, and the Rush Radio YouTube page. Hopefully we'll get some clarity around Sean and Lucas sometime today. If you missed any part of the show, you can find it on the podcast. Just go to therushradio.com or search The Rush with Travis and Ross wherever you get your podcast. Drake coach Matt Walker is scheduled to join us tomorrow at 7:30. We'll be talking about the season opener for the Bulldogs and those good-looking new uniforms. Enjoy your Monday, everybody. It is a Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
Hey, Tanner with Liberty Lawn and Landscape here. We are now booking, so get a hold of us to schedule your next project today. Serving the Des Moines Metro, we specialize in a variety of services such as retaining walls, paver patios, edging and rocking, and much more. Now offering 3D renderings to show you exactly how your project will look before beginning. Liberty is proudly veteran-owned and ready to serve you today.
Start spreading the news, 'cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end, unless you're just loitering. It's Central City, we can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City, all this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
State Fair savings have rolled into Willis Chevrolet of Granger. It's the biggest event of the season, and we're celebrating with huge discounts, deals like Silverado 1500 0% APR for 60 months, plus $750 cash rebate. Trailblazer already affordable, now packed with an additional $750 cash rebate. Come see why Willis Chevrolet of Granger is the best place in Iowa to buy a Chevy. Here in Granger, online at willischevy.com.
When you play the new Hawkeye Instaplay ticket from the Iowa Lottery, you could win $20,000 cash instantly. Plus, enter for a chance to become an exclusive VIP game day-in-air at Kinnick Stadium as the Iowa Hawkeyes host the Cyclones on September 12th. And Iowa State fans, don't miss your chance to be part of the action with the new Cyclone Instaplay ticket. You can enter to win too. Pick up yours at an Iowa Lottery retailer today.
Woohoo! After Hawkeye football games this season, it's your turn to get in on the action. Travis Justice and Ross Peterson are taking your calls for the Black and Gold Rush. Find it here on the Rush Radio Network. Sports Talk Iowa.
Hi, Noel from Fiscus Jewelers. Thinking about popping the question? Take their breath away with a diamond you can trust. Rare and forever natural diamonds. Thoughtfully selected and pre-screened using advanced technology. If you don't see exactly what you're looking for, we'll custom design it together. Our experienced team is here to help you create something truly meaningful. And let's not forget about the guys. We proudly offer the largest selection of men's wedding bands around. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Don't settle for less. Get more of what you want with new Power Water from Powerade. More electrolytes, more flavor, and zero sugar. Do it again, make it a 10. I got the power. Finally, a fitness water that gives you power for more. Powerade Power Water. It takes more.
The Rush Radio Network is proud to bring you live local weekday programming. Check out The Lunch Rush with Trent Condon from 11 to 1 and Beyond the Bench with Sean Roberts and Lucas Strain from 4 to 6. The Rush Radio Network. Sports Talk Iowa.